Hello, family. It's really good to see you again. And to be honest, the fact that I get to come back on the same topic and the same message in the same category makes me feel so good. Just to let y'all know, I am going back on Confessions of a Cheater. I just have two timelines right now at once, and I'm trying to write both poems that way I can send it to you. The second half of Confessions of a Cheater is actually pretty cool because I exercise my free will and I let you know what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of people trying to force their religion on me, and I think that it's important that I don't know, if you're gonna call me something, I'm gonna show you it. You understand? The last deep dive was this guy calling me the devil, right? And it's been on my mind for a very long time because I'm trying to understand what went on through my own intuition. You know what I'm saying? So me and God have already talked about Adam and Eve. We talked about the garden. We talked about Moses and Aaron, you know what I'm saying? And Christ is something that just still baffles me a little bit, mainly because I grew up in Christianity, and it was a really hard time for me to switch from Christianity to spirituality and then to hoodoo, because I always felt like I was convicted of doing something wrong. And even with me branching out with my spirituality, I'm telling my mom, who's a Christian as well, and she's just deeming me straight to hell, and she's just okay, but you don't want to be wrong. And that statement right there just made me realize that the Christian community is scared that they are wrong. It's not that they have faith. That faith as a mustard seed can really be okay, well, I guess God has it. You know what I'm saying? It's that I guess. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to spirituality, I know there's no choice but for God to have it. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Nah, people be doing too much. And I love my mother dearly. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to let no religion come between us. But at the end of the day, that's what it was meant to do. So I want to talk about the devil, and a lot of people are so scared, oh no, the devil, no. But you be forgetting that's God's homeboy for real, if you think about it. And the only thing that I'm stuck on is the fact that the devil had to ask for God's permission in order to tempt Jesus. If Jesus was truly the begotten son, and you guys are praising this God to the day you die, if the devil was able to tempt Jesus by the God, or the God that Jesus is, or whatever y'all like to call it, what makes you think you get spared? You don't even see yourself as a God. You know what I'm saying? I feel once the devil left my life and I stopped putting everything on the devil's this, the devil's that, and I realized that every experience and every opportunity is through God. It's just God created this devilish figure, or just this opposite man. You know what I'm saying? It's just this devil. There's God, and he's so light, and he's so amazing and so purifying. And there's the devil. He's so dark, and he's so confusing, and he came to steal, kill, and destroy. And it's just no, but God wiped out cities of innocent children. God turned Lot's wife into a pillar of salt, all because she looked back at her childhood home. You know what I'm saying? And you still sleeping with that wife's man, that woman's man. Or you having your second child out of wedlock. You still eating meat. I'm big on religions. I think they all have some kind of truth to it to create a unitruth. A one universal truth. And when it comes to Christianity, they still die hard, y'all. So I think the most thing I can do is research the Book of Mormon. And I met me some little missionaries out here. They be inviting me to church, but I probably won't pick up the book until after this deep dive, because I truly want to know. I don't think what I'm looking for is in any text. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, it gives that the new Bible is finna be written. And the fact that I am so against the Bible and I am so against religion is not going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel the Christ consciousness and the teachings that Christ had to teach, we can take Christ out of it, because God creates miracles all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's if we keep referencing the Bible, we're stuck in this loop. At the end of the day, here's where Jesus comes in, 4 for 4 on the clock. And some of y'all might not believe me just by the caption, but I really don't care, because this is for my journey, okay? But I feel as if Jesus had a certain purpose in his life. You know what I'm saying? Jesus' purpose was to come and save souls From what? From who? Whose soul is he saving? The fallen angels. I believe in reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, God kicked Lucifer out and deemed him to earth, right? So earth is hell, no? Anyway, but he got kicked out, you know what I'm saying? But even I was thinking the other day, like, if there were to be anybody to come down to earth, I'm going to say it again. If there were to be any angel that had an assignment to come down to earth, to come down to hell, would it not be Lucifer? Because he was God's favorite. No? Don't we say that all the time? I'm God's favorite. So is the devil. You're here on earth just like the devil was. What's the difference between you and them? Bam. I feel like the devil is God. I feel like the devil is God's alter ego, just like we have an alter ego. You know what I'm saying? I can move in my light all the time, in my God light, and people just say I'm a blessing, I'm an angel, But when I start serving karma, and I start doing things because my spirit is telling me and not to spare you and your little feelings, now all of a sudden I'm a devil. Now all of a sudden you don't see that light within me no more. And that's my problem. Because I don't change. My energy changes. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like Christianity, they hold your spirit to your body. And that's not true. Because 626 on the clock. Because even when those times get tough, you know what I'm saying? And I do have to serve karma, I always go within. I always have to ask God for permission to move out on karma. Is that not what the devil had to do? He said, yo, you want me to tempt Jesus real quick? He said, no. Let me make sure this charging, y'all. Oh. It's charging. But yeah, he had to do that. So I feel like I be doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So it makes me question who the devil really was. Like I said, see, somebody not trying to let me get this message out. Okay. But yeah. So let's talk about Jesus in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? He was fasting for 40 days, 40 nights. And the devil came up to him and was like, yo, you hungry? And he was like, nah, I'm good. He's like, but I'm pretty sure that you be saying that you be doing all this stuff. I'm pretty sure you could bring yourself up a loaf of bread and some water or some tea or something. And Jesus just like, nah, bro, you're doing too much. And I always felt that Jesus was talking to himself. Because as an earth angel, as a chosen one, I talk to myself. And you want to know why? Because myself replies. It's the energy that's replying. You know what I'm saying? It's the angels, it's the demons that are replying. And the fact that if you can't tell the difference between angels and demons, you don't need to be talking to yourself. Because them demons are tricky. But guess what? I'm smarter. I'm connected. Okay? So like I feel like Christians always say like, oh, are you mentally stable? Like, are you okay? I'm more than okay. And that's the craziest thing. Like, you are actually suffering internally because you think that somebody's still coming to save you. And the whole time I went and go save myself. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't need a Christ. I didn't need an idol to go do that. So when people are sitting here deeming me to hell, all because I'm trying to understand what really happened, it just makes me want to laugh. Because Jesus even said, like, being a chosen one is so lonely. Imagine having a wedding and nobody's invited, not even your spouse, because at the end of the day, God is going to be there. And nobody has the comfortability level to sit with God, the real one. So yeah, I kind of take this a little seriously. 909, you know what I'm saying? 909, there's a new beginning in the middle of all of the change. And that new beginning is the crash of religions. Because who is the devil really? I believe in reincarnation. I think Jesus is the devil. Do y'all believe in forgiveness? That's y'all God at work. Your God is a forgiving God. Why wouldn't he forgive the devil? His favorite angel. I believe that Jesus was supposed to come down to earth and save all them souls that, you know, that fell with the devil. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's why Virgin Mary needed to be a virgin, because the spirit was already on earth. God could not take a spirit from the heavens and bring it down to earth to have like a 9-month regular pregnancy. No, that baby needed to be pure. That way that spirit can slip right in. And guess what? It was God's favorite. It was people's favorite. That is forgiveness. So the devil reincarnated as Jesus to save those souls that he originally got in the first place. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, nah, actually, God is the biggest one. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to chill with all this extra stuff. And we need to pray to God because God is the one. Never the two. And they was even killing him and crucifying him off of that. So I just feel like I need to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going against the grain. And he was right. So what does that make me? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance. For real, for real. It's another mythology or another thing that Jesus came to earth to save the souls. So in my opinion, 2,000 years ago, them souls was already saved. And the people that are still thinking that, you know, still waiting for a Christ to come and save their specific souls, they're the ones trapped in a vicious cycle of, I just need to trust in Jesus. I just need to trust in Jesus that Jesus is going to come. The Bible says Jesus is going to come. Jesus is going to come back. Yeah, Jesus was going to come back. But if you listen to the story and actually like read with your third eye and not your actual two eyes, you're going to realize that Jesus is already back. Jesus left the 12 tribes to the 12 disciples, and guess what? Like, there's 12 zodiac signs. Yeah, so when he comes back in the age of Aquarius, which we're already at, is going to be a rise of consciousness. I already said this, and yo, this is why I do this shit for real, because I'm repeating myself, which is amazing. But think of it like a bell curve on a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Like, Christ consciousness, it's only a couple chosen ones, and then the religion falls and the truth comes out, and then it's going to come back down. You know what I'm saying? Because people are going to realize that God is themselves, so they don't need to pray. They don't need to subject themselves to a religion or a workbook of BS. You know, all they need to do is work on their own personal self, be a good human, and then they'll ascend. But Christians is too scared to do that. I don't know. I think reincarnation is a good theory. To be honest, I feel like I am a reincarnation of Christ. And somebody told me that, like, you know, you do know what that means, right? And I was just like, okay, but I was off the shrooms, you know what I'm saying? I went a little hard on shrooms, and I stopped doing shrooms for a little bit. Because the last time I was in shrooms, I met that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And where did I meet the devil? Inside of me. Started growling and shit, like, and like, you know, if you be on shrooms, you look into the mirror, and it's just like, literally. So I'm not scared of myself. You know what I'm saying? If I sit here and I see the devil within me, I'm okay with my demons. I love myself. I love where I am right now because I feel like God has the best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if the devil is within me, then let's talk. I want to know some things. I can speak to my demons. I can speak to my angels. I want to speak to the devil. What do you have to say for yourself? And I just feel like the story is twisted. Just like the story is twisted about Adam and Eve. Y'all, Eve was a hoe. Eve was all around that garden, getting twisted and flipped it. Okay, that's why we can't blame her for Eve eating the fruit, because that was not God's instruction for Eve. That was Adam's instruction, and he got tempted. You want to know why? Because that devil tempted him. They tempted her. Not really tempted her, but talked into her ear to tempt him. She was being used. What? Eve was a... Adam's true counterpart was Lilith. And that I know for sure. 222 on the clock. Yo, I cannot. Now y'all doing too much, bro. Now you're doing too much, because I can't even show y'all that it's 222 on the clock. Okay, I'm on the right freaking path. And that's my God at work, sending angel numbers and shit. Y'all don't even believe in numerology. Like, you guys are, I just feel so bad for the Christian community, mainly because my mama in it. But she be saying she not no Christian, so but you be reading that Bible. You be reading that Bible, girl. And I'm telling you right now, you don't need that. Everything you need is within inside of you. You're fighting yourself for what a book says, and that's where the chaos comes. That's where the devil comes in, because you're not okay with your demons. You're so quick to follow something else that somebody wrote, because that makes you more comfortable to read instructions versus just be yourself and listen to yourself. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, I believe in reincarnation. I believe I am reincarnated from somebody special. At the end of the day, I have strong black women in my bloodline and beautiful black men that know what to do. Divine masculine, divine feminine. I am many in one body. And I think that's what makes me so special. I'm not scared of what God has to offer me. I wasn't scared at the devil throwing himself and tempting me. I ain't scared of you, devil. Do you know who my God is? I don't hold fear. You understand? When's the last time you think somebody actually looked at the devil and was like, what you got to teach me? What do you have to say? People keep calling me satanic and things like that, but it's not satanic. I think that every religion has a truth, and if you deny yourself of that demonology, how are you truly ready for the truth? You're not. You're not. How you gonna write a thesis statement on only positive things? No. Did y'all even go to school? Like, did you do a good job in school? Because if you want to write like an argumentative paper, you have to include the other sides. You have to include the other religions. You have to deep dive in everything. And it just so happens that the devil is a topic. So I don't know, y'all. Like, for real, deep dive, reincarnation is a thing. Jesus Christ is a reincarnation of the devil because God forgave him. He said, okay, now you understand what it's like to be on earth without me. Come back. The wages of sin is death. Christ had to go. You understand? The devil did not want, girl, Christ stayed on earth for 32 years. The devil said, baby, take me out. Get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. So I feel like ever since then, because people, not even ever since then, because I'm not about to relate to 2,000 years ago. I physically cannot do that right now. But ever since Christianity has became like the main religion, it makes more sense that they'd rather push this false narrative that Christ did not come already. They're going to push this false narrative that Christ was just not this bad guy, but like this bad mamma jamma. He was the only one that can do this, the only one that can do this. And the whole time Jesus said, no, Peter, you can walk on this water with me. Ain't no difference between me and you. Imagine being Peter. Oh Christ, you're the most high God. Like, you are God. You are God's spirit. Only you can walk that water. And he's just like, nigga, what you talking about? Come on. Take too damn long. I'm hungry. Peace be still within you. But the peace can never be still. All of them 12 disciples was never still. And that's the problem. How you gonna have 12 people walking around with you and they all not saved? Or they're saved. Their flesh is saved, but their mind, body, and soul is jacked up. And you know what that makes me think? That you can't come up with all your friends. You can't bring all your friends with you. You know what I'm saying? Especially to heaven. Hell nah. You Peter, you still got anger issues. I'm not about to put you in my heaven. You can't get past the gates. Matthew, was he still charging people taxes? I don't know, but that should be a crime in itself. Matthew can kiss my ass. Okay. Judas, you gonna lie to me 3 times, so. And those was his homeboys. Those was his disciples, his God-chosen people. No. It's all a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's all a lesson. The devil, Jesus, The devil needed to see the situation from man's perspective, which is Christ. He was a pure one. But look at the company he kept. They were God-fearing men, believed in him, in Christ, but still couldn't get it right. The Bible says something about Jesus coming back, and we all know that Jesus is going to come back as consciousness. He's not going to just come down from the sky like, oh, hallelujah. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's not true, because I'm telling you right now, Jesus is back. And unfortunately, I feel like if Jesus isn't going to come back with the same message, because number one, the message that we have is completely different from the original message. So when Jesus does come back, or that consciousness does peak, and that bell curve does start, there's a lot of people that's going to lose their faith, and that's a good thing. But also a lot of people going to lose their life because they put their entire thought process, their entire soul into a religion. That's something we was never supposed to do. Make sure I got some gas, I ain't got no gas. I'm sitting here. Let's turn this off. I ain't got no gas. So yeah, I think that's an interesting topic. Definitely something to think about, because I know who I am. I know who I've reincarnated to be, and I know who I've reincarnated from. But also, that's just my past life. I've been here plenty of times on Earth. I feel like I am reincarnation of Adam. I feel like I've met Eve. I've met Lilith's spirit, and it's just still nasty. She got a couple more rounds on this earth. I ain't gonna hold you, but me, I'm gonna leave. I've been here for way too daggone long. I've been here first, and guess what? I'm gonna be the first to go. Okay, sure. A lot of people think I'm like going through psychosis, but the psychosis was 2 years ago. I'm so grounded within myself and my decisions. This is so, I may not be able to prove it, but again, my faith is way bigger than that mustard seed. I don't need validation to believe what I believe, because at the end of the day, I can meet somebody that's on the same wavelength as me, that got their third eye open, and they be like, yeah, you're right. Like I said, I met somebody, and she was like, well, you do know. And that's when I met the devil. And we talked about it. But I stopped talking to her because she swore she was like my Eve. I already met my Eve. I think life is so crazy. But it's going to be even more crazier when they realize who God really is. The Bible literally says, lean not on your own understanding. And they be leaning. They be leaning. That's all the manipulation and the control, though. Like, there was just somebody on TikTok, and, like, there was this guy reading the Bible, and he was like, it says it in the Bible that, like, God, or, like, Jesus is not God, like, something like that. And then this girl stitched it and was like, actually, and then she quoted like 6 like other verses to like counteract what he was saying. But also, that's the problem, because like this is all from the same book. Why just let go of the book? I don't know. It really be irritating me when people be like, are you mentally stable? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Are you okay? Are you okay? Do you hear yourself? You think I'm mentally crazy because I'm not a Christian? Like, this is worse than separating church and state. We've gone too far. And I've been through slavery a couple times. You know what I'm saying? In slavery, we was never supposed to follow religion. I mean, I think that the black people was here and they just migrated and took over, because where are the slave boats? Where's the Mayfeather? You know what I'm saying? Mayflower, not Mayfeather, but I feel like we were already here, hence why. But history shows we weren't, and they brought us here. But imagine the first batch of slaves that got caught up and shipped to America. They was beating their ass. What? You think my ancestors was going down with no fight? You may see them now like 200 years, 300 years after slavery, you know what I'm saying? And we're all subjecting to the master. We're more like subjecting to the religion or to the whip, because at the end of the day, I'd rather save myself and save my soul for the to see my kids again. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather start a new generation. That way we can be here on earth. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they didn't even have no choice. They was being raped. I take that shit seriously, yo. I don't play when it comes to my ancestors, because at the end of the day, they the only demographic of people that actually been through the worst of times. We still ain't get our reparations yet. So don't come to me talking about no religion, because I'm going to show you a devil. And it's your God. Imagine that. God is the devil. God is just spirit. It's just essence. It's just energy. The entire range of it. You know, God is the umbrella. Then you got the lower G gods, the angels and the demons, but they're still gods. They're still gods. They're still needed. I'm pretty sure Angel Michael had to slay some people. You know what I'm saying? Had to smack them up and down. But he's still an angel. He still has godlike energy. You understand what I'm saying? The devil still has godlike energy. I think it's just to expose the truth. And people don't like the truth exposed. There's this movie called Devil, and it's about this guy in the elevator. Y'all ever watch that movie? Y'all should watch it. It's called Devil. And it got little elevator doors. That shit was so scary, and I love scary movies. But the thing about it is, the devil ain't do nothing wrong. The devil had a spirit inside this old... I don't even want to tell y'all the story, but if y'all don't like scary movies, I'm going to tell y'all. The devil was in this old lady, and like it was like hella people in the elevator, and they was just dying one by one by one. And there was this one man that was left, and he was like, "I'm so sorry." Like he was just a regular man, but like you could tell that whatever was holding in his heart, the devil could sniff it out like a pink starburst. You understand? You know, and then like, I don't know, the light started, the scary part started happening, and the guy was just like, "I'm so sorry," and the devil's just like, "Where was your sorry, bitch, when you was doing that shit?" You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be God so bad, like you want to be on God's good side the whole time. You have yet to take accountability for your actions. That's the devil pointing out the truth. You have yet to sit here and forgive yourself. Your heart is heavy, and you can tell it in a group of people in the elevator. The devil trapped that man in the elevator and made him apologize. You want to know why? He was a regular man. You know what I'm saying? But in his heart chakra, in his heart space, he killed somebody. He was drunk driving and killed somebody. Took somebody's life for his own selfish behavior. He was just trying to live his life. He left a note that said sorry. And then tried to live his life. But you can't with that guilt. That's that thing. God can see your heart. So what's he going to do? He's going to send that devil to bring it out of you. That's how God works. The devil isn't a bad man. He works for God. The devil is just what you see in yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to project and think that the devil is evil because it's going to bring the evil out of you. That's not evil. That's God's order. And I feel like, just to tie it in, that's what Christ does. When somebody sit there, you want to talk about Christ and stuff like that, and somebody challenges you, and y'all be seeing them demons pop out of them Christian people. Like, and as somebody that reads energy and can read hearts, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of just like, oh, you hurting real bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, as somebody that can heal your heart too, it's like the only thing I can do is just sit and wait for you to want heart healing, but you don't want heart healing. For example, my mother denied my own healing. She thinks that Reiki is demonology and tarot is demonology and all that. And it's just like, you are so, for lack of better words, ignorant. You are so ignorant. Because your demons, you know what I'm saying, don't want to be exposed. So they're going to demonize me and project on me and my good energy. Because they would rather your body to be hurt. They would rather your spirit to be diminished and crushed. And why? Because you allow it. That's what you want. That's that free will. If we didn't have no free will, I would have been cracked Reiki on everybody. But I can't. Because my job's not to force God down their throat. My job is to be myself. That way when people need a guiding light or they need healing, they come to me. I am a beacon for those that are hurt. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I am a reincarnation of Christ. I believe I am a reincarnation of Aaron. You know, from Moses and Aaron. Aaron was the one worshiping them idols. Why do you think I'd be going so hard? Because I too used to worship the same idols in a past life. I actually met Moses downtown LA, off the bottle. Both of us was drunk. You could call us crazy all you want to, but at the end of the day, we know what's up. And I'm not about to waste no time. Oh, come on now. I'm not going to waste no time. I think they saying that my time is up, though. But it's been nice, y'all. I hope y'all following me, because if not, that's cool. But if you are, what's up? Comment below. Let me know what you think.